back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike. I got my line mate Matt with me, and today we're going to do some Blackhawks news and a little bit of NHL news. But before we get into it, do us a favor, hit follow us on Twitter, and give us a subscribe on the podcast. So if anybody needs a new prescription to their eyeglasses, I'd say that your eyes work fine because the Blackhawks have been that bad the past 3 games. They've been getting annihilated, embarrassing themselves right out of the gate. I mean, during that Pittsburgh game, I think they scored within 15 seconds. Is that right, Matt?
Yep, 15 seconds, and the night before it was 17.
So it's not just a one-off thing. Like, it's becoming a trend that each first period that they play in has become a nightmare. One of the positives has been the power play, that we've actually been converting on the power play, and the penalty kill has been very, very good as well. But they can't get any offense going on 5-on-5 time right now, and there's a little bit dissension. A lot of people on Twitter are calling for Jeremy Colliton's job, and rightfully so, because to be honest with you, with the talent that's on this team, they should not be in the position that they are in right now. Colliton is probably a good coach, but I don't think that he's ready for the NHL level yet, because his system is probably good in the AHL, but it's just not converting to the NHL. We've got a lot of good guys that are scoreless, don't know what to do. A lot of people are calling for Dylan Strome to play. Things have really started to go south really fast when people are calling for Dylan Strome to be put into the lineup.
Yeah.
Mainly because of he trends to play very well 5-on-5, and we've been playing very, very bad 5-on-5. But I don't think that he's the answer that we need. And I think it's coming to a point where Stan needs to really evaluate what's going on with this team. Yeah, it is only 3 games in, but, we got people writing articles about Seth Jones, like he's been here for 3 years already, and it's only been 3 games. And yeah, you could easily play devil's advocate and say it's 3 games and guys just need to get into the groove. But with the way they've been playing, there's just been no hope. And the guys are, Kaner and Taves, they're each going by the company line and supporting Colliton, supporting the team. But I think that's just part of the responsibility of what they have to. Matt, what are you seeing, man?
Well, I'm just going to read off a stat here. I'm looking right now. We don't have one even player. We do have Doc and Brandon Hagel and Ryan Stillman are 0 even. Everyone else is a minus.
Wow.
Kaner is a -5. DeHaan is a -5. Murphy is a -5. And these are key players, and they're not. That can't happen if you're going to be a winning team.
These are typically plus players as well.
Well, Kaner is, he'll be close to, either a little bit over or a little bit under, but -5 already is, come on, man. That's got to get better. And our goaltending, I know Fleury has been left out there by himself, it seems like. I know he had one fluky goal with the where he was coming out to play the puck, and it kind of just stopped dead in the restricted zone. On that play,
right,
you're
line.
better off taking the penalty. Just touch the puck, take the penalty. They ended up scoring, and that just kind of sealed his fate, I thought. But we are 13 goals against in 3 games. Wow. That is terrible. That is absolutely terrible, and that cannot happen.
I'll be honest with you, man. I think Lankinen has looked better than Fleury has.
In his one start, yeah, he did. He has looked good. He is 5 goals against still in 1 game. That's still a little high.
Yeah.
But they got the point in that game, and that's big. But it is New Jersey. They're not that great.
Right.
But there are some positives. Kirby Doc's putting some pucks in the net. He's got 2 goals. Kubelik's got a great shot. He's got 2 goals. Kaner, he's still going to put points up. He's got 4 points in 3 games, but that -5 is it's very bad. Still goose eggs for Taser. He usually is a slow starter. I mean, even when he's 100% healthy, it's very tough to sit out a year and jump right back into full speed action. So it's going to take him some time. But yeah, we got to really, like you said with the coaching, I'm one of those people that are calling for him because it's just little stuff. It seems like that we're getting beat on. We're chasing, our defensemen are chasing the puck carrier. Sometimes both of them are chasing the same guy, leaving the center out there to cover the slot. And it's just what the Avs absolutely exploited the hell out of that. They got, I think, 3 defensemen scored for them. Just wide open point blank shots.
Yeah, they had a guy like kind of like a rover who just followed the puck carrier. The puck carrier, and as soon as the guy tried to dump it off, somebody else was already on the other person. And they had the game plan. Not that it's hard to, you just watch some tape, you can figure out Colliton's game, but they had them dead to rights the whole game, and. This is an issue because it hasn't changed. Like nothing has changed from game 1 to where we are right now. Nothing has changed. And that's a problem.
It's a big problem. And I will say, Jake McCabe, I like what he's doing. He's playing the body. He's not letting anyone get easy goals. He's making them earn it. But he is also a -4. But that's just the team as a whole. The team defense is just terrible. They have to change. If they want to be a better team, they have to change. They cannot play this run and gun game. We are not the 2010, 2013, 2015 team. We cannot do that. We got some older guys. We got some good younger guys too, but we are being exploited. All these teams know this. It's like easy for the other opposing coaches. They're gonna take chances, and we're gonna bury them when they take those chances because they will make mistakes. And we're 0-2-1. So if it gets to 0-6, I think it's time for a change, man. Look how short Savard's leash was before they hired Quenneville. That poor guy lost. I think he was 1-2. They fired him.
Yeah, and Kanner was in tears.
Savard was. I thought Savard was a pretty good coach. They had a good power play. Maybe. I mean, obviously it worked out. Quenneville got us 3 cups, but Savard at least played the game. He's a Hall of Famer. He knows like what you have to do against certain teams. This guy, I don't know. He just seems kind of arrogant and. Like you could tell in his like pressers, he's very serious, which is a good thing. But I don't know what it is about him. I feel like he just doesn't. He's just there. He doesn't care. He's just answering the questions, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it my way, and it's my way or the highway type of thing. And but it's not working. So hopefully it changes. But if not, it's time to can this guy.
You mentioned one of the big positives of the team that I wanted to bring up is that they've been playing very physical, which has been great because last year they were getting pushed around like you wouldn't believe. But they've been playing a very physical game, and that's been a plus. The minus to it is that they've been losing, and it hasn't been an like an attribute for the team to make them better. It's just been a plus, but it's not like the missing ingredient that they've needed over the past couple of years. I agree, man.
It's great to see. We honestly, it's been probably more than a year. It's probably been at least maybe 5 to 7 years of guys we haven't seen hitting. It's been like obsolete in the games. You never see a Blackhawk hitting unless it was Shaw, and he just came back last year.
Yeah, but there's like one
these
guy.
Young guys since Colliton's taken over. You haven't seen a guy throwing his body around.
Not at all.
You got Stillman throwing his body around. You got McCabe throwing his body around. You even see Hagel throwing the body around. It's good to see.
Gustafson was throwing the body around too.
I tweeted that. I said, Gustafson with the big hit? Yeah. Wow, I couldn't believe that.
He wants to stay in the lineup, man.
Oh, it's kind of crazy. You see him on the ice in overtime, don't you think?
That was such a horrible call. I don't know why Gus would be on the ice during overtime. That just made no sense.
Oh, you gotta. It's a must. You gotta win. You gotta get one win. You gotta get the team. You gotta get your feet wet. You gotta put Kaner out there, DeBrincat, and even throw Jones out there. Yeah. He's a big body. He can move the puck.
Yeah,
get the win, man. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Just
I don't know
little
what he was
stuff. You
thinking.
just threw a point away.
Hughes
Crazy.
completely undressed Lincoln, man.
Even Taser, he'll get you the face-off. He's
Yeah.
winning face-offs. Get the face-off. That's huge. That's the most important thing in overtime, winning that first face-off.
I think Taser's been excellent at the dot.
He's been good. I think he's, 70%?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's doing great.
that's incredible. To be honest with you, I think Kirby Doc has made an improvement at the dot as well.
Yeah, Kirby's looking good. I think in that overtime, he had some chances to bury him, and he didn't.
Yeah,
But, he's still young. This is his third year. This is his rookie entry, his contract.
right.
It's gonna come with time, but he looks good, and I'm glad he's shooting the puck because he could score.
Yeah, he is. I think that he's been showing why we like him so much. I think that his development has really been coming on. He's got 2 goals so far, and I'm happy to see him contributing. I mean, we're 3 games in, he's got 2 goals already. That's excellent. So I'm looking forward to see him develop a little bit more. Looks like we brought up Mike Hardman, and we sent down Ian Mitchell to Rockford, and I hope that Mitchell gets his opportunity to shine down there with Bowden and get that top line pairing going, because they need all of the experience that they can get down there.
I heard Reichel's tearing it up down there too.
Yeah,
We
he
can
is.
very well see him very soon.
Yeah, they said Lucas Reichel's playing really well down there, responsibly, defensively, and he's chipping in on the offense. I think he has 2 goals so far.
Yeah, I heard he had a really big game. He looked like just dominant. I was reading Theo Fox's articles, and he said he had a great first game, very responsible both ends, and just an impact player. That's what you want to hear from your prospects.
Hey, Matt, don't you think that it'd be a good idea to just leave him down there to dominate for a year?
Yeah, but if we can't get goals and can't get wins, sometimes you need you got to get a call-up guy and kind of wake these guys up like, oh, man, they're going to bring this kid up. I better start playing or I'm going to lose my job.
Do you think that there's a case?
The whole point of it is.
Do you think that there's a case for Dylan Strome right now to be put into the lineup, considering how bad the team has been?
Yeah, why not? I'm not a fan of him, but maybe he could. You know what, though? Last year, when we called him out, the next game, he usually performed.
That's the problem.
That's the whole media. But that is the problem. He shouldn't have to be called out. He should be consistent. I
mean, he gets called out. He's good for 3 games, and then the next 22 are shit.
He's done. Yeah, he disappears. But he like I said, he had his chance to be a huge impact last year. He blew it. Doc was hurt. Taves was hurt. He never stepped up. That was his time to shine, and he didn't take it. So now he's paying for it because there's so much competition. Some people are asking
to give him a chance, and it's like, we've already given him a chance.
That's what I said. How many chances are you going to give the guy?
The guy's had like 10 chances.
He's had chances where he didn't even have any competition. His P.S. Suter was his competition.
He had a golden opportunity last year.
It was handed to him. It was literally handed to him.
Right.
You are going to be our first line center. Here is $3 or $4 million for 2 years. And what did he do? Nothing.
He played himself out of a role.
Yeah. Now he's a healthy scratch.
I'm
sure he works hard in practice. I'm sure he's a good dude. But it's just, you got to, in the end, you have to produce, and he's not.
Yeah, I don't want to badmouth him because I heard that he's a great person, and that's awesome.
Yeah, but I heard he's one of the most likable guys in the locker room. That's great. But, dude, you got to produce. I'm sure, like, if Kaner wasn't producing, you got to produce, man. In the end, that's what it all comes down to. That if you're not putting any points up, you're not being a difference maker, you're going to be a healthy scratch.
Yeah. So, what do you think about Kershaw? I think he's been playing pretty well. Yeah,
I think he's been good. I saw him winning some puck battles. I don't think he has any points, and I think he's a -2 or a 3 or whatever. But he's now Colliton is gonna do some line juggling because he's got to do anything he can to get a win.
Right.
So I think Kershaw might see himself go down in the lineup.
And that sucks because I think that he plays really well on the Taves Kubalik line.
I think Kubalik needs to be on the first line. He needs first line minutes just because his shooting is so underrated, and the guy, he scores. He's got to be out there. I would even fully load the Kaner DeBrincat Kubalik thing going on. But I know we need a center in there, but sometimes you got to just stack the first line up to get it going. Even throw Taser, Kane, and Kubalik in there because we need goals. We need a win.
Taser, Kane, and Hagel.
Yeah, is that what it's going to be?
No, I'm just speculating. I'm just saying, that might be a good line. Have Hagel hunt down pucks.
I heard Hagel is going to be with Kane. Is that true?
I did. There were some projected lines, and one of them was Hagel, Doc, and Kaner.
Well, I like that. I like that. Kirby's playing good. Doc's, I'm sorry, not Doc. Hagel is a speedster. He can win some puck battles, get him the puck. Kaner's got he's still a very effective player, top 5 player in the league. We just, we got to take care of our own end first. That's the issue. Seeing all the minuses next to our roster, that's just saying our team defense is just lousy. We got to fix that first.
Well, I will say that I did like Doc down on that third line. I think that's why he's been so successful, is that he's had an opportunity to kind of shine down there.
Yeah, but he's playing himself up, and poor Taser's, just kind of taking a while to get back in form. The third line might be good for him.
Do you think that Taves he's not playing very well?
I think he's playing fine.
Yeah, me too.
You don't really notice him. The face-offs are huge. You got to win those face-offs to hold possession. But I just don't. Like I said, he's a slow starter, and if like I just said with Strome, you got to produce when you're making $10.5 million a year. You got to score goals, and you got to get assists. You got to get on the scoreboard any way you can. And it's taken him a while.
Well, the Hawks got the Islanders coming up tomorrow.
Oosh.
The home opener.
Well, they're struggling. They're 0-2.
Yeah.
They're not panicking. They're still my Stanley Cup pick. I think that the Islanders are going to be okay. I just they got to get going. Their goaltender is 0-2, and I think Varlamov is also injured. So this kid's got to carry him for a while. But it's going to be a hard game, and unfortunately, they're hungry to get their first win too. So hopefully the Hawks are up for it because they're a very dangerous team. And what was the quote? They're very they're like a wounded team, and now they're more dangerous.
Whatever psychs you up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this could be a preview of the Stanley Cup Finals. To be honest with you, you never know. Nashville completely turned it around last year and started assassinating teams come that second half. I'm not saying the Hawks are going to do that. I'd like to see them more consistent all the way down the year.
It's 3 games. Yeah.
It is just 3 games, but it's been 3 really bad ones.
It's a bad sign when it's the same game 3 in a row. It's not like you lost by a really good shot, like with 1 minute left, 3-2, it ended and you're in the game. You dominated. Like I said, we haven't even won one period yet.
Yeah.
We didn't have one good period yet this season with leading. It's not there. So that's probably the goal. Let's win the first period. Let's win the second period, and then let's win the game. They got to do 1 period at a time, 1 shift at a time. That's got to be their mentality.
Well, Matt, why don't you give us some NHL news?
Well, Austin Matthews is back tonight.
Okay, first game.
See his first game, and they're playing the New York Rangers right now. I believe when I last checked, it was 1-1, and Zibanejad got his first goal of the season with that new fresh contract. Evander Kane has been suspended 21 games for breaking COVID protocol rules, and I think he had a fake card. So this guy needs some help. Honestly, he's got to get his crap together. The whole gambling thing. It's been a rough couple months for this guy. Just take a step back and get right, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Kucherov he might be out for a while, and all the Twitter universe are saying, "Oh, here they go! They're going to put him on long time IR, and he's going to come back in the playoffs." Go. Yeah, but he looks hurt.
They're going to go for Eichel. They're going to pick him up. And then Kucherov's going to be back game 1 in the playoffs.
Wow. Can you imagine Eichel on that team?
If they pulled that off, man.
Wow, I never thought of that. I mean, if they got the cap space,
they do.
They're just in big trouble the next year when and it's time to put your final roster out, and they're $10 million over the cap.
Yeah,
but I think Malkin he's back on the ice skating. I think Sid is actually skating again. He's close, so the Penguins are already having a good start. So they're gonna have two important role players, the faces of the franchise, coming back. So it's got to get better. I mean, there's no way you're going to keep Sid and Malkin off they're still hot. So, but getting those two guys, they should be even more dangerous.
Yeah, they've been playing pretty well already, even without them. Them plugging back in, they're going to be even more dangerous. Oh, I wanted to mention about the Evander Kane situation, that it was stated by the NHL that they're not going to continue to investigate his domestic matters because they believe there was no substantial evidence to warrant further investigation. So hopefully, this stuff for Evander Kane is blowing over, and he could start moving on, or maybe even getting some of the help that he needs. Man, to be honest with you, getting his personal life straightened out.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a rough year for the guy. He needs to take a step back, get away from the game, get his mind right, get all of his stuff right, and the betting thing. I hope it's not true, but I think this is a big punishment enough. Doing this COVID protocol thing, whatever. I think, what did he buy a fake card or something and show the Sharks?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Jeez, I mean, come on, man.
Isn't that against the law?
Yeah, if you do that at your job, you can get in trouble if your job requires you to get a vaccine. And I mean, I know a lot of players there's some players that actually, came out saying that they didn't want it, but they had no choice to get it because they wanted their paychecks. So,
right.
I mean, that's the rule they passed. If you don't like it, you could be like Tyler Bertuzzi. He's not getting it, but he can't go to Canada. It's pretty hard to tell a guy, you can't come when he's scoring 4 goals a game. He had a great game against, I think it was the Lightning.
Yeah.
4-goal game. Good for him, man. He came to play.
Cool, man. What else do you got?
Yeah, man, that's about it. We got Max Domi's hurt. I think he's going to be out for 2 weeks. He's kind of been okay for the Jackets. He kind of showed up this year.
How did he get hurt?
It says he's out 2 to 4 weeks for I think a rib fracture.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but he was doing good. I think he was at 4 points actually. He had 4 points in 2 games.
How
1 goal and 3 assists, a +4. It's good for him because he was terrible last season.
He needed a bounce back. Back. Actually, the past couple years have been pretty bad for him, and he needed a bounce back bad.
Yeah, he had 9 goals last year and 15 assists, and he was a -18. This year he had 4 points already, +4, so he was on the right track.
Yeah,
but he'll be back. I'm sure he got the speech from his old man saying, "Hey, if you don't start playing, you're gonna get sent away or sent down even." So he's stepping up. The Jackets look good too, man. Their team's 2-0, and that's a team that I thought would be 0-2, like the Hawks are right now, and even Buffalo. Buffalo's 2-0 as well.
I'd say Buffalo has surprised everybody.
Yeah, they're sticking their middle finger up to the hockey world. Like, hey, guys, you wanted us to be bad? We're going to go out and win. Good for them.
Yeah, and it's working, too. Unfortunately, it's not working for the Coyotes, though.
Oh, no. That's bad. Like, I picked them to be dead last. I didn't even pick Buffalo to be last. I picked Phoenix just because I don't know what's going on with that team. Andrew Ladd's scoring goals for those guys.
Yeah, and I thought he was down at the AHL affiliate.
No, he's up. He scored a goal last night. I saw the highlights.
Yeah, I could have sworn that. Well, originally that he was, but
I thought they were trying to dump his salary
Yeah,
down
they
there,
were
but they
trying
got
to.
so much cap space. They said, hey, why don't you just come up and give us a hand?
Yeah, once you play with Phil the Thrill, have a couple hot dogs, everything's going to be all right.
Phil will be gone at the deadline, I guarantee you.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think he might end up on Pittsburgh again if they're going for it. He knows the system there, and he was a good player for them. They just couldn't afford it, his $8 million cap hit. But I bet you they could find a way at the deadline.
I think they've only got like $100K in cap space right now.
Yeah, but the salaries could be retained, and they can give up a player that's not performing. And I don't know. I think he'd be a good fit there because he's been there before. I'd even take Phil at this point. I think he'd be great with Kaner.
Yeah, I think that he would too. To be honest with you,
for a little pudgy guy, he's fast.
He's really fast, man.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. You look at the guy and you're like, this guy's in the NHL.
This guy's a pro.
This guy looks like a hot dog vendor.
It's like, yeah, he's actually an elite athlete.
He's a beer man. Look at this guy.
Oh, cool. Well, that's all that we got for you tonight, guys. We are going to be watching the Hawks game tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get a win, get some points. Maybe Teaser can get his first goal. That'd be great. But we're going to keep you guys informed of what's going on, what's happening. And we got a new podcast dropping on Friday, so stay tuned. Thank you for listening. But that's all that we got for you tonight. This is the Tomahawk. We're out of here.